Before we start today's video, check out our merch shop, linked in the description down below. Use code Ahsoka in all caps to get $7 off your order. May the Force be with you, and enjoy the vid.
Hello there.
This is where the fun begins.
What's up guys, Unofficial Star Wars here. Hope you're all doing well, and in this video we are going to be talking about Ahsoka, its recent Emmy Award, new reveals, new anticipations, and even new teases for what this is going to mean for the future of not just Ahsoka Season 2, but the rest of the future of the franchise. We're going to go ahead, we're going to hop right on into it, break it all down for you guys, everything that we know, and everything that we're anticipating right now. Before we do though, however, grab that subscribe button if you haven't already, as we're discussing and covering all types of Star Wars related news, leaks, rumors, theories, and breakdowns here on the channel. So if you guys are into any of that, go ahead and grab that subscribe button today. Okay, so in this video we are going to be taking a quick read from one of my favorites out there, StarWarsNewsNet.com, as an overall garnering source. I'll have their article linked in the description down below for you guys to check out there as well. So recently the Ahsoka costume designer, Shawana Trippick, had landed the Emmy Award for the finale's costume design, most recently just this past week. Ahsoka was in quite a contention for 5 Creative Arts Emmy Awards this past weekend and went home with 1. The team behind the costume design of particularly the show's finale, Part 8, The Jedi, the Witch, and the Warlord, as titled, was announced as the winner in the Outstanding Fantasy/Sci-Fi Costumes category, by which we've already discussed and covered here on the channel. Go definitely check that video out if you haven't already. Among the winners was the name Shawana Trippick, as I had mentioned. She's a costume designer who had worked on multiple Star Wars series throughout, including all of Ahsoka Season 1, and who unfortunately passed away in October of last year. The costume designer had already received a Costume Designing Guild Award for her work on the very episodes of this series. Other recipients of the award include Alicia Akala, assistant costume designer, and the costume supervisor, David Pedersen. They were all up against shows like Marvel Studios' Echo, Fallout, Loki, and What We Do in the Shadows. The series was also nominated for 4 other categories that include Outstanding Period/or Fantasy and Sci-Fi Hairstyling, which Shogun had won, Outstanding Prosthetic Makeup, also won by Shogun, Outstanding Sound Editing for a Comedy or Drama Series, that was won by Half Hour, also with animation being out there as well, which was won by The Bear, somehow, I'm not sure how. I haven't seen the 3rd season of that, so I'm not sure if there's any animation in there or what the case is with that, but there was also Outstanding Special Visual Effects in a season or a movie, which also went to Shogun. I haven't watched Shogun. I've heard a lot of great things about it though, however, so let me know what you guys think about that one in the comments down below. It really seems to have won a lot of these awards and Emmy Awards, taking a lot of those home. So let's discuss some of the more important things here. As I had mentioned here, why this is important, the new reveals, the different kind of teases that we know about this, and the reason why it's important that Ahsoka has taken home an Emmy Award. So for one, the show is now being labeled as an Emmy Award winning series. It helps critically with the marketing strategy and promoting strategy of Ahsoka as an overall show. Not just that, but it garners more of a repetition towards the Star Wars franchise, towards Disney, and specifically with Lucasfilm, and they're going, you best believe it, to use it heavily with Ahsoka Season 2 when it comes to its promoting and its marketing, and that's something honestly I applaud them for. They definitely should win this award, take home this award, and definitely should use it to their advantage. So that's one way that they're going to be using it with their advantage. Unfortunately, as I had mentioned, the costume designer had unfortunately passed away last year in October, so they she won't be back around to do more costume designs for Ahsoka Season 2. To say the least though, however, I highly praise her for her efforts and her work on the costume designs of the Ahsoka Disney Plus series. Something that I recently saw pointed out was that the problem with a lot of new just shows in generals, like for example Avatar, the live action one on Netflix, the problem with their costumes and the reason that it feels cheap and the reason that it just doesn't feel real is because their costumes, you look at their costumes and they're spotless, they're so clean, and there isn't any smudges, it's not dirty at all, there's no wear and tear on it, it's not frayed, there's nothing wrong, no tears, there's nothing wrong with their costumes, and you expect us to believe that they're just wandering around, or traveling or whatever, essentially, and like on this journey, essentially fighting people or whatever the case may be, and their costumes are just spotless. Now, I use Avatar, the live action one on Netflix, as an example, but other shows like the One Piece live action did the same thing. Other shows, a lot of other shows do this for some reason, where you look at their characters and you look at the overall quality of the show and it feels cheap. And I bet you 9 out of 10 times you look at that and you look at specifically the costumes and what like the characters are wearing, it's because they're spotless, they're clean, they're brand new looking pretty much, and you expect this to help with the world building of like, oh yeah, they've been traveling around for the last weeks, the last couple of weeks here, and have been throughout this journey, have been even in a couple of scuffles, have been even in a couple of fights, and their clothes are just absolutely spotless. The Ahsoka Disney Plus show doesn't do that whatsoever. There's wear, there's tear on their costumes, and that in itself, as I had mentioned, really adds on to the entirety of the world building of the Disney Plus series here as well. And I think that a lot of other shows at that could take from that and could also learn from that all in itself there as well. And so, while a second season of Ahsoka is currently in the works at Lucasfilm with its pre-production process, as we'll continue to keep you guys updated with not just that, but all types of other Star Wars related news, leaks, rumors, theories, and breakdowns here on the channel, it looks to that it's going to begin its filming in mid of 2025 next year, sometime around the summer of 2025, and that comes from the new kind of confirmed announcement or just reveal and tease from Sabine Wren, actress live action, Natasha Liu Bordizzo, saying that they plan to begin filming and production with Ahsoka Season 2 after the Mandalorian and Grogu movie wraps its filming and production, probably sometime in the summer of 2025, she mentions. So if it's going to be filming in mid of 2025, it's anticipated and expected for a 2026 release on the Disney Plus streamer. Now, whether or not that comes before or after the Mandalorian and Grogu movies release in 2026 in May is kind of up in the air for right now. I very well think that they could release it right before the Mandalorian and Grogu movie releases, though. However, the next live action Star Wars show is Star Wars Skeleton Crew, releasing its first episode on December 3rd, as I have mentioned here before on the channel. Despite being shot concurrently with Ahsoka and its first season, while they're actually doing most of the principal photography and actually shooting a lot and filming a lot of Skeleton Crew, while they're actually filming Ahsoka Season 1, the costume designer Shawana Trippick did not participate in Skeleton Crew, according to IMBD, which is unfortunate that she couldn't spread the rest of her talents throughout other Disney Plus series for A Galaxy Far, Far Away. I find it kind of crazy that Ahsoka Season 1 and Skeleton Crew were actually shooting at the same time, and they're releasing like pretty far apart in my opinion, but I also understand and know that Skeleton Crew went through a number of reshoots, and I think it also had a longer principle of photography throughout, so there is that there as well. Anyway, guys, let me know all of your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. I would love to hear what you guys are all thinking. Thanks so much for watching today's video. Of course, this has been Unofficial Star Wars. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Have a great one. May the Force be with you as always. Peace out.